Don't just let somebody shoot at you while you are moving. Like you're smoking crack. But they show you, and they use their credentials, aka I'm a former Squeal Team 6 guy, I'm a former Special Missions Unit guy, Delta guy, Green Beret guy, Ranger. SHTF is not combat, but when you are receiving fire, if you are attempting to break contact, right? Stoke, man, you should just break contact. Yes. Okay, break contact. I kind of want their heads to be down. I kind of want them not to be shooting back at me or my team. So what does that mean? Side alignment, sight picture straight between the eyes. Slowly pull the trigger and another commie dies. Right? No, no, and no. You know, SHTF, maybe this is wet dreams for some people. Maybe it's theory-based, right? Maybe it's intellectual only, like this could never happen. Team, in a previous video, talked quite a bit about how much ammo should you carry in a contested environment. And I argued that the high-speed, low-drag, Special Operation Forces operator, 3 mags on your chest in a simple plate carrier is not the right approach. And there was a huge response to this video, and I'm super thankful for everybody's thoughts and their comments that they left to that, and I'm looking forward to hearing yours on this one. But they said, Stoke, man, you're wrong on 2 levels, because SHTF is not combat, right? Civilians are not military operators, and therefore 3 magazines or less is more than sufficient for 2 primary reasons. The first one, they said, you should never be operating in a dismounted patrol, right? You should never be conducting a dismounted patrol. And the second reason, they said, was you should never find yourself exercising suppressive fire. Now, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments about these 2 arguments, right? Never conduct a dismounted patrol and never lay down suppressive fire. As I thought about this, and I let it kind of marinate, right? I receive, you know, if folks want to be critical, that's all well and good, right? I'm not the end-all, be-all expert on anything. Isn't that right? But I do think about things, and I do enjoy sharing a conversation in a community that wants to master our craft and develop our tactical virtue, right? And where all of this magic happens is down in the comments. So I'm looking forward to hearing, again, your thoughts down there. So my response to the first one is, right, you should never be operating or conducting a dismounted patrol. Now, I don't think we should be concerned about it being dismounted, right? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about being attacked, which could happen mounted or dismounted, right? Maybe you're in a convoy. Maybe you're just conducting a mounted movement. You're moving from your house to a family or friend's house. Maybe you're going to resupply and get some more stock for the homestead, whatever it is. You should be equally as prepared then, if not more, because you had the largest backpack known to man, aka your car, as you would be if you were dismounted. Now, should you ever conduct a dismounted patrol? Well, I think that would be dictated based off of kind of where you live, what's around you, right? Thinking about a COCA, right? Thinking about all of the Met TC. Could there be a reason for folks to conduct dismounted patrol? Go ask dudes who are living on the border. They're conducting dismounted patrols all the time, as well as mounted patrols all the time, because they're trying to protect their property. It happens. Would Stoker ever conduct a dismounted patrol? Would I ever move off through my woods? Well, my Met TC in my Akoka would tell me I probably don't need to be concerned about anything coming up this way, so I may not very often. However, pause for dramatic effect, I probably would. Would I want to do it alone? Would I do it alone? Well, that would be dependent on some other variables in here. Of course, I would not ever want to move alone. And I didn't advocate then, I'm not advocating now, trying to conduct your own Rambo patrol. But back here is a vulnerability in my woods. And so in a contested environment, I want to make sure that there's nothing approaching or coming into or close to my property. And so in the event, so somebody else's response, like Stoke, man, you need to only be concerned about, placing well-aimed shots. Don't forget that a sniper can hold down a platoon. Well, we're not talking about offensive operations here. We're talking about responding to receiving fire, right? Which essentially is putting us on the defense. So if you received some fire, how do you want to respond? Now, that second response to my suggestion that 3 mags is not enough, and plenty of folks said, nobody advocates wearing 3 magazines. Dude, go to Instagram and check out all the people and all of the kit that they're wearing. How many magazines? Not 1, not 2, but 3. Go visit all the big gun tubers. How many magazines are they wearing? Not 1, not 2, but 3. It's everywhere. And people may not overtly say, but they show you. And they use their credentials, aka I'm a former Squeal Team 6 guy, I'm a former Special Missions Unit guy, I'm a former Delta guy, I'm a former CAG guy, I'm a former Green Beret guy, I'm a former Ranger. So they hang this title, and then they go out using X, Y, and Z kit, and that X, Y, and Z kit is 3 mags. So don't tell me that folks aren't advocating 3 magazines, because they are. Well, Stoke just placed well-aimed shots. Yes, placed well-aimed shots, for sure. But when you are receiving fire, if you are attempting to break contact, right? Stoke, man, you should just break contact. Yes. Okay, break contact. I kind of want their heads to be down. I kind of want them not to be shooting back at me or my team. So what does that mean? Side alignment, sight picture straight between the eyes. Slowly pull the trigger and another commie dies. Right? No, and no. You're going to lay down as fast and as much fire as you can in the direction where you are sure you're receiving contact from, so that your teammates can move. And when they get set, they need to do the exact same thing until you have some major terrain features in between you and them, or you are out of range and nobody can effectively place well-aimed fire on you. Like, I don't know how anybody would ever want to contest that. Don't just let somebody shoot at you while you are moving. Like you're smoking crack. It's crazy talk. Well, Stoker, not everybody's like the military. Not everybody has all the ammunition that you can imagine and then just go get some more. And you're not wrong there. But I also think we get it wrong about how much ammunition that you need. Like, how many gunfights would somebody actually get into in SHTF? Now, SHTF, maybe this is wet dreams for some people. Maybe it's theory-based, right? Maybe it's intellectual only, like this could never happen. So keep it there, right? If that's your thoughts and your opinion, keep it there in fantasy land. I don't care. Working and thinking through all of the possible risks and hazards is not a bad thing, right? So how much ammunition does somebody actually need, right, in your cache, in your safe, down in your mother's freaking basement, which is where most keyboard warriors operate from, as they're playing Call of Duty and learning how to do CQB and running through open danger areas and operating with Op 4 who doesn't do anything. How much ammunition do you actually need? Do you need 10,000 rounds? Like, even if SHTF, how many possible gunfights could you get in? Well, I could probably submit to you, based off of historical evidence, that a basic combat load of 210 rounds, which I would argue is the bare minimum that if you're moving mounted or dismounted, you should have readily available. Bare minimum. But the majority of contacts that have been made, even in combat, folks have not gone black on ammunition. So 210 rounds, in theory then, should be able to last you more than one engagement. And when I say one engagement, I mean one freaking heavy firefight where you're laying down some suppressive fire. You're not going to go black. Has it happened? Yes. And some of y'all have shared stories about this. So if you had 2,000-3,000 rounds, which, by the way, of 5.56, that's not that much dollar amount, and that's not much storage amount. That's going to get you through quite a bit. 10,000 rounds it's a freaking butt ton. Like, you don't need to be concerned about laying down suppressive fire if you have a cache sufficient enough to get you through multiple engagements, right? Does that make sense? Or am I the one smoking crack? I'm probably the one smoking crack. It's all good. It wouldn't be the first time I've been accused of that. Speaking of which, all you folks suggesting all this stuff, all you have done is fill my flask with the tears of a commie. And I think some of you guys out there are commies. Now, commies, fascists, whatever, your totalitarianism sucks, man, and this aggression will not stand. But I appreciate you filling this thing up, man. Do it some more. See if I care. Is it going to happen? Can it happen? I don't know. I would submit that history would tell us that it will happen, because no society goes on forever without being uprooted. If it happens, is it war? Well, in a sense, yes. In an obvious sense, maybe no. If it happens, do you only want 90 rounds on your person, or do you want more? If it happens and you receive fire, do you only want to shoot one well-aimed shot after another, or do you want to lay down some fire to get their frickin' heads down so that you can pop smoke and diddy mow, right? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Team, I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date with future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.
I know you're out there! Come to my voice!